Have you heard of monk fruit? It's becoming a very popular natural sweetener to replace sugar recently. But did you know there's actually an ancient Chinese fruit called Luo Han Guo? It has been used for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine for its many health benefits. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a super easy and yummy herbal drink, and I will also talk about how it has been used traditionally. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Chinese Herbal Pantry. My name is Shirley. I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner and a Western medicine pharmacist in Australia. In this channel, I teach you how to use Chinese herbs at home effectively and more importantly, safely. Sometimes also sprinkle some pharmacy knowledge to help you to get the best of both worlds. Today, I want to introduce you to a very ancient Chinese food that has recently become wildly popular in the West. You may have seen it sold as a natural sweetener in the standard grocery stores. Its common name is monk fruit. It's also known as Luo Han Guo. It is a little green melon native to southern China. Its popularity comes from recent studies that show that it has minimal to zero carbohydrates, calorie, and very low glycemic index. Yet it's also reported to be 100 to 200 times sweeter than sugar. Some studies also suggest that it may have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. While more research is needed, it is become a very popular choice for diabetes and obese patients, and also good for those following a ketogenic diet and those looking to reduce their sugar intake in general. According to traditional Chinese medicine, monk fruit Luo Han Guo, its thermal property is cold. One of the first main function is it help to clear heat. This is because it's cooling in nature. Because of that, we're able to also use it to relieve thirst and sore throat. And most commonly, since use function is to moisten our large intestine, so it can help to relieve constipation. We can use it for cough, dry throat.
Surely.
Yes,
so
yes,
you're
yes.
saying this small little fruit can help with my dry cough, because recently I've been having quite a little bit of cough.
Usually this is very good when it's first started, like what you have, and then but if the cough persists for 5 to 7 days, then it's a good idea to check with the doctor just in case,
Right.
because we want to rule out other underlying cause. In the early onset of cough, especially if caused by heat and accompanying with other heat sign, then monk fruit will be a good one to try. Do you know how to make it at home?
Not really.
Not really,
It's
okay.
just too hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's very easy. I'm going to show you today, okay? A lot of you who do not know Chinese medicine, you probably only have the extract at home. And I did see some recipe they taught to just to use the extract and mix it with water.
Yeah.
But I'm going to teach you how to use the dry fruit. And then we're going to start with a base recipe. And then I'm going to teach you how the other additional ingredient
That's
to
good.
enhance the function of this,
Oh,
okay?
I'm
Yep.
looking forward to it.
Okay, so-
just let you demonstrate.
You can help me. Yeah. So all you need is a monk fruit. You can't get it in the standard grocery. What you need to do is to go to the Asian grocery. They should have it. Usually most of them would have it. And water, that's it, the two main ingredients. It's very easy to make. Unless some people, they find that they don't like the aftertaste of monk fruit. It does have a very distinct aftertaste. If you don't like that, you can add a little bit of Chinese or Asian rock sugar.
Right.
So it just give it like a sweet taste so you don't feel the aftertaste. We start boiling the water. I already washed it and then I crack it open. So that's how it is look like. So that's inside, those are the flesh or the seeds, and this is the skin. Okay.
Right.
So usually only about 4 to 6 cups for 2 to 3 serve. You put half to 1 depending how sweet you want to be.
Okay.
And then when it go in, it will float on the water and that's fine. Once it start turning brown, it actually means that it's almost ready. So
Okay.
you only need about 20 to 30 minutes if you don't want it to be too strong.
Do you put the whole monk fruit in there, or you just put the fresh in there?
The whole thing.
The whole thing,
The whole
right.
thing, the flesh as well as the skin, okay?
So how do you know whether the monk fruit is fresh or is already, it might not be suitable for cooking anymore?
The other thing that they say, when you shake it, you hear whether there is sound.
Right.
But I would say they're not the real factor to determine, because what it is it originally is a green melon.
Right.
And they use a technique to dry the fruit. Sometimes when it get a bit too dry, the flesh might detach, and when you shake it, you hear the sound.
Right.
But I don't think that's the real reason. So I think more or less you need to check with the supplier to see how long it will stay on the shelf when they
Okay.
get it, more or less. best that way. There's 2 secret ingredients you can use to enhance it. So if you cook just the simple monk fruit and the water for those symptoms, if it doesn't quite help, especially if the cough start to have phlegm,
Right.
then you can add this one.
What is this?
So
It looks a bit like
This
I
one?
don't know. Fortune cookie? Does it look like fortune
yeah. Actually, this one we call Chen Pi in Chinese.
Right.
So it's actually tangerine peel.
cookie? Okay.
Yeah, tangerine peel or mandarin peel. In China, actually, could be a very expensive herbs. It's almost like wine. The longer that you keep it, if they treat it properly, the more expensive it is. But you don't have to have a very expensive one, the standard one. This is very good, we say, to move the qi. So
Right.
if you have indigestions or bloating, then you can add this one. So that's why these two, when they combine together, it's overall very good to help with cough with a bit of phlegm. So remember I said that this one is the cooling one and this is the warming one.
Oh, okay.
So the thermal property of this is slightly warming. It kind of gives a little bit of balance to the cold fruit. But one thing I want to tell you that when they add together, the property of the monk fruit is still a bit stronger. So overall, the herbal drink is still for heaty cough.
So is this the one, the Mandarin that we eat during Chinese New Year?
Yes.
Oh wow. So you just leave the skin and just dry it out.
You can do it that way actually. That's a good idea. So you can just keep the mandarin peel. You can dry it under the sun, or I have one student from my online course. She actually first dried it in the oven. So it seems working quite well
Wow,
too.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's almost ready. So let's start cooking, yeah?
Yeah.
So as you can see, it do float on top a little, but that's normal.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to put the whole thing in.
Yep. Let it boil.
Let it boil for about 10 minutes or so, and then you can turn it down, simmer for another 20 to 30 minutes. As I said before, if your cough have a bit of phlegm and you have a bit of indigestion, you can add this. So
Okay. Just one piece. Or?
just one will be
Okay.
enough.
Alright.
So with this, it go in together.
Okay.
You,
Yep.
you can go in together and let them cook.
Yep.
Then this drink will be pretty good.
Okay.
As I mentioned, there's 2 secret ingredients, right?
All right. That's
so,
why I saw this pretty
Yes.
flower there.
So this is chrysanthemum flower.
Right.
Have you tried it before?
Of course.
Of
You
course.
go to Yum Cha is always
That's it.
asking about chrysanthemum
Chrysanthemum
tea.
flower. Yeah. So that's what that is. So what happened is, for example, if you use the monk fruit alone, it kind of doesn't really help with your heaty signs.
Yep.
You still feel the sore throat, it's pretty bad, or you feel quite stressed at that time, you can add the chrysanthemum flower.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
chrysanthemum flower with the monk fruit together.
Yeah.
So they quite good to enhance the cooling effect for the monk fruit.
Okay.
And to help with the sore throat a little.
So this one you add it after 10 minutes or you add it now?
Very good questions.
Thank you so much. That's what I'm thinking. My teacher always say that.
Yes, these we usually add at the very last 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
so you cook
right.
this first. Some people find that if you cook this for too long,
Yeah.
it will make it slightly bitter.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can have a quick look first. As you can see, the
Oh, wow.
water is quite quickly turned
Yeah. then
brown already.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it start boiling.
So is this drink, you can drink it every day?
Not every day. So I mean, when I say not every day, as in it's not something that you think if I use it every day will good for health. It's
Yeah.
not to prevent anything. Usually for us, we use it when you need it.
Yeah.
So when you have the signs and symptoms, you use it. When you feel well, generally you don't have to.
Okay. Feels
So-
quite simple to make.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Super easy. So that's the 2 recipe that I mentioned. So either the monk fruit with the tangerine peel or the monk fruit with the chrysanthemum, both for slightly different functions.
Wow. Okay. So does that mean I cannot add 3 all in one? So it makes it even more super.
Actually, you can. You can.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow,
you
that's good.
absolutely can. If you do have the combination of the cough with a bit of phlegm, and then the weather is very hot, and you have all the sore throat and constipation problem, and you do think that you need to have a slightly stronger herbal drink, then you can add all 3 together.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to demonstrate to you today.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
So
Right.
it doesn't really matter. It's depending on how you feel and what kind of symptoms you have. So yeah, so we're going to do that together.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's almost 20-30 minutes up already now. So in the last 10 minutes or so, we'll add the chrysanthemum flower. So usually for this sort of 4 to 6 cup, I think just a small handful it will be fine. So I'm just going to put everything in, yeah. So give it a stir so to make sure they're all mixed properly together. So now you can smell the chrysanthemum flower, the monk fruit, as well as a tinge of citrus taste because of the Chen Pi tangerine peel. Okay, let's try. The brown color comes from the monk fruit, and we decided not to add the rock sugar because we don't usually drink very sweet. And I'm gonna get that.
Wow, smells really good. Yeah, it's a bit sweet. It's really nice.
You okay with the taste?
Yeah,
the Luo
really
Han,
good.
the monk fruit taste. And you, do you want one? Our special assistant. Let me try.
You got no hands. Is carrying all the cameras.
Okay. Yeah, you can taste the citrus as well.
Yeah, very good. And it's so easy as well. I
Yeah.
thought that it's going to be really hard, and
No.
that's why I've not been really doing this. But
So basically, just wash and dump it in.
Yeah.
Just dump it in the right sequences. So you
Yeah.
go the monk fruit first with the citrus peel if you want to use that, and then if you want to have the chrysanthemum, that go the last. And that's all. And usually the whole thing is only about half an hour.
yeah,
To
so
40,
easy.
45 minutes, yeah. I think the challenge is to find the ingredients, but as I say, if you can't find it in your local Asian grocery shop, I heard that it's quite easy to get online these days.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you.
I like it. I drink it a lot actually. When my parents come from Malaysia, when they came, it was really hot. That's the first thing they cook for me. So I think that's it. Any other questions?
I wanted to ask whether there's any other variety of this.
There are actually many variety. If you like it, leave a comment below. I'll make more video next time.
I'm looking forward to that.
But like I said before, the monk fruit, it's not just a natural sweetener. When you use it correctly and appropriately, they are actually quite useful to keep it at home. So anytime when you have those symptoms that I mentioned, it will be quite helpful. And they are quite safe because as you see, this is a fruit. This is just the citrus peel and the other one just flower. So although they are Chinese traditional herbal medicine, generally speaking, they are quite safe. One very important thing is if young children or if you are in older age, then you have cough and all that, I still want you to check with your doctor. Don't just use this, especially after 3 to 5 days. You must check with the doctor to rule out other signs and symptoms. Okay?
Actually, I got another question. Just now we're
Yes.
talking about the cough being, on a hot weather. Now I'm staying in Melbourne, so we got winter time. Will you think that this is not really recommended during a colder season?
So colder season is okay if the cough is more accompanied with other heat sign.
Right.
So not necessarily when you are in winter time, you won't have, we say in Chinese medicine is the heat cough.
Right.
People still could have that. Sometimes ironically we put too much of heater at home, too much high heat, and it dry up your throat and you have those dry cough that caused by the heat. Then you can just help to soothe the throat a little bit. That's fine too.
We're talking about constipation. I'm just wondering how this will actually help it. I'm very interested to know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people always just thought that this is, I mean, at least where I'm come from, they more used to know this is for cough or for dry throat or thirst, but it's also quite good for constipation. As in Chinese medicine, we say it helps to moisten the large intestine. If you have noticed your bowel motion is not very regular, and then if a bit dry, a bit smelly, and the color a bit dark, and you don't feel fully empty, you can try this. So this is not a laxative as such, but it will help, we say, moisten the large intestine, will help you a little.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't mean that you have to have cough to drink it. So you can actually have constipation and all.
And like accompany with other heat sign,
okay.
like I say. So if you have no cough, you still can drink for dry throat. And if you need something to help with the bowel motion, it will help a little. So see how you go. Try for a few days. If it's work, that's great.
Cool.
And then of course you have to still have to do the fiber supplement, your exercise, and
of
your
course.
standard water.
Yeah.
At least you've got one extra thing that you can
to
try.
help. Yeah,
and
that's
more
good.
natural. I think that's it. So if you like the video and if you enjoy my content, you learn anything, please click the subscribe button, and that's really helpful for me. And if you like the video, give us a thumb up. And if you think your family and friends will want to learn more about this, please also forward to them. So thank you so much for watching. You only need the
Monk fruit.
没有，我刚才讲有2个 recipe, right?
哦，这样。
赞。
Say this again.
What was our conversations again?
What's that again?
that again. Okay. I think special thanks to Lynn, one of my best friends in Melbourne, for a special appearance in my video. You probably will see her more in the next few months, okay? So I think I really enjoy these sort of conversations. I think we both learn. So I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.